All right, so you know that feeling, right, when you're finally, like, free from, like, a relationship that just wasn't working.
Right. Yeah.
You're sleeping better, you're feeling lighter, like, rediscovering what joy even feels like.
Yeah.
And then they reappear.
Oh, yeah?
Like, it's like they were lying in wait.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Like a digital whack-a-mole.
Totally.
Like on that Instagram post from like 3 years ago,
Oh, yeah.
They give it a like, or you get a text message,
Right.
thinking of you, but it's like the least personal thinking of you text message you've ever gotten.
Yeah, like a form letter.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And it like throws you off.
It does, because it immediately like takes you back to that place of like, oh my God, what's happening?
Literally. And then the questions start,
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh my, are they like having regrets?
Well,
Did they like, stare at a motivational poster too long?
right. Did they have an epiphany?
Yes, exactly. Was it all me?
Right. Was it my fault?
Was I the problem? Like,
Yeah.
did I not appreciate their unique, whatever?
Their unique charm? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like so much to unpack in like one little one little text message.
Yeah. It can really send you spiraling,
Totally.
because you're like, wait a minute, what is happening?
And I always go to like a cynical place, but then there's this little like, hopeful idiot in my brain that's like,
Right.
But maybe this time it's different. Maybe they've changed.
What? Maybe
This is it.
Maybe.
So what's the truth?
So the truth is usually a little less about you and a little more about them
Okay.
and what they need.
Oh,
Yeah.
my spidey senses are tingling.
Yeah. So it's like, when you think about it, right, they're not the most emotionally generous person.
Right.
And all of a sudden they're like this recurring character in a bad sitcom popping up.
Yeah.
It's not about undying love. It's about needing to know they can still get a rise out of you.
Ouch.
Yeah.
So this is gonna hurt.
This is going to hurt, but it's also going to be very freeing.
Okay.
Because once you realize this,
Yeah.
then you're like, okay,
Yeah.
that's what's happening here.
Gotcha.
I'm not going crazy.
Okay.
This is a thing.
So this is like we're cracking the code
Yeah.
of these like little tactics.
Yes, this is your decoder ring
Okay.
to know like, oh, this is what they're doing.
Okay.
And it's not about me.
Gotcha. So it's less about like, oh, I'm so amazing, they can't live without me. And it's more about like,
Right.
they just can't stand that I'm moving on without them.
It's exactly that. It's their discomfort
Okay.
with you being happy
Okay.
and doing well.
All right.
I can
So
relate.
let's get into their playbook.
Okay.
What are some of the moves?
So one of them is sudden acts of kindness.
Okay.
So you've been dealing with them ignoring you, criticizing you, like just being not great. And then suddenly they send you a gift or like a really thoughtful message, or they're checking in with you with this like newfound concern.
Yeah, it's like jarring. It's like, wait a minute. Is this the same person who like, I don't know, like forgot my birthday 3 years in a row?
Right? Or like,
Or whatever.
yeah, who told you that your dreams were stupid?
Yes, exactly. And
Yeah.
it's just like, where did this come from?
Yeah. And it's so effective because it's so out of character that you're like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
am I misremembering?
Yeah. Am I the jerk?
Right.
Have I been gaslighting myself this whole time?
Yeah, and this is what intermittent reinforcement is all about.
Okay.
It's like they mix the not great times with these sudden bursts of positive attention. And it makes you crave that good stuff.
Right.
And so you're more vulnerable to their influence.
So it's like they're like dangling like a little carrot
Yes.
to see if I'll,
To see if you'll bite.
yeah, come back to the, dumpster fire.
Exactly. And it's not really about missing you.
Yeah.
It's about missing the control they had over
Yoke.
knowing that they could get your attention or reaction.
So really it's just like a test.
It's a test
Okay.
to see like, oh, can I still get them
Yeah.
to respond to me?
Gotcha.
Can I still get them to like, pay attention to me?
Yeah. Okay. So they're just seeing if like they still have that power. And is that a permanent change?
It is not.
Oh, okay.
The moment they feel like they've hooked you back in,
Uh-huh.
that niceness will go away
Yeah.
as quickly as it came.
Because the underlying reasons for the bad behavior
Are still there.
haven't gone anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's like the sugar rush.
Yes.
What about when they go from like, acting like they're living their best life post breakup
Yes.
to suddenly playing the world's smallest violin?
The pity play.
Yes.
Oh my God. This is a good one.
Yeah.
So suddenly they go from like breezy indifference to being like completely emotionally wrecked. And so their social media becomes this like festival of like sadness
Yes.
and melancholic posts and vague alluding to like loss and betrayal.
Yes, like, oh, woe is me.
Yes.
You know.
And then they might even reach out to you directly and
Yeah.
be like, oh my God, everything's falling apart.
Yeah.
My new relationship imploded.
Right. Or like
My career's in tatters.
they're, battling depression.
Yes. They're like having an existential crisis.
Yeah.
And they're blaming you.
Right. It's like, since you left, my life is over.
Yes.
And you can't help but feel a little something.
Yeah.
Even if they were the worst.
Right.
You don't want to see somebody genuinely suffering.
Yeah. And that pang that you're feeling, that's what they want.
Okay.
They want you to feel sorry for them.
Gotcha.
It's a very calculated move to trigger your nurturing instinct
Okay.
and to make you want to swoop in and rescue them.
So it's less about them missing me
Uh-huh.
and more about like, who's going to be their, emotional crutch now? Like, who am I going to lean on?
Yeah.
Now that they're gone.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're just looking for a replacement.
They are. And the moment you give them that attention,
Yeah.
the victim act usually tends to fade.
Yeah, they're like, oh, good.
They got you.
I got somebody back on the hook.
Yes.
Okay, that one's so manipulative.
It is. It's emotional puppetry.
Okay, what about this? So you finally, found your groove after the breakup.
Uh-huh.
You're reconnecting with passions. You're taking that pottery class you've always wanted to take.
Yeah.
You're reading all the books. You're like, you're feeling good.
Yeah.
And then suddenly your ex is super into all the things they used to make fun of you for.
You're like, oh, I love that band now.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with 80s synth pop.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And they would just relentlessly make fun of my mixtapes.
Right.
And now it's 6 months later, their entire Spotify is Howard Jones and Depeche Mode.
I love this. And it's so creepy because it's always timed with you finding your happiness again.
Yeah.
So they've been watching either directly or through social media. They're seeing oh, she's happy now.
Yeah.
So let me figure out what she likes.
Yeah.
And then suddenly they're a huge fan of that indie film director you love. Or they're posting about their newfound love of hiking.
Even though the last time we went on a hike together,
Yeah.
they complained about the bugs for 3 hours.
For 3 hours, and they were dying of heat exhaustion.
Yes, exactly. And it's it's so creepy.
It's so creepy. It feels like they've been reading your diary.
Yes.
Yeah, and what they're trying to do is create this artificial sense of connection
Okay.
to make you think oh, wow,
Yeah.
we actually have so much in common.
Right, we were meant to be.
Yeah, maybe we were wrong to break up.
Okay.
They are essentially trying to become the person they think you want,
Okay.
mirroring your interests and values to
Wait.
bridge the gap.
But it's totally fake.
It's totally fake.
Yeah.
It's an act to lure you back in.
Okay, and if you fall for it and you go back,
Yeah.
that stuff's going to disappear.
It's going to disappear so quickly because they were just playing a role
Yeah.
to get back into your life.
Okay, so once they're back in,
Yes.
the mask comes off.
The mask comes off.
And they go right back to
Back to their old selves.
Okay, so what about when they do the very public display of new affections?
Oh, yes.
They've moved on.
Yes, the look how happy I am without you parade. So you've moved on. Maybe you're even dipping your toe back into the dating pool.
Yeah.
And then you see it.
Uh-huh.
They're all over social media.
Yeah.
Looking blissfully in love with someone new.
Yeah.
Lavish dates, gushy captions.
It's the romance that never happened with you.
Yes. It's
Yeah.
why didn't you do that with me?
Yes, exactly.
And it's designed to make you feel inadequate.
Yeah.
Like you were the problem.
Yeah.
Oh, they couldn't be happy with me,
Yeah.
but now they're happy with this new person.
Yeah, and it's so...
So you must have been the problem.
Yeah, it's so performative.
It is so
Yeah,
performative.
but if you're genuinely happy,
Right.
why do you need to broadcast it?
Why are you shouting it from the rooftops?
To the whole world.
To the whole world knowing I'm going to see it.
Yes, exactly.
And this is what we call triangulation.
Okay.
So they're using this third person to make you jealous,
Okay.
to make you insecure, to make you doubt your decision.
So it's they're trying to manufacture these feelings in you?
Yes, they're trying to get in your head.
Gotcha.
And they're craving a reaction.
Okay.
Any reaction, even you just clicking on their profile
Yeah.
is a win for them
Okay.
because it means they're still on your radar.
So really the best thing to do is just to keep scrolling?
Keep scrolling.
I never saw it.
You never saw it.
Don't
Don't
yeah.
engage.
Yeah.
Because what they really hate is being irrelevant.
Yeah.
So when you don't react,
Yeah.
it drives them crazy.
So ignore.
Ignore.
Okay, what about when they try to do the nostalgia route?
Oh, the nostalgia.
You'll like pull on the heartstrings.
Yes, out of the blue, you get a text.
Yeah.
Hey, remember that hilarious disaster of a camping trip we took?
Yes.
Or they send you an old photo, or they mention that song that was like your song.
Yes, and it's like conveniently forgetting.
They forget all the bad parts,
Yeah.
all the screaming matches in the tent, the food poisoning.
That's it.
But that sunset,
Yeah.
that was beautiful.
Uh-huh.
And it works.
Yeah.
Because you start to think,
Yeah.
was it really that bad?
Yeah, maybe I'm misremembering.
Maybe I'm the problem.
Yeah.
Narcissists are masters at manipulating nostalgia.
Okay.
They know that even in bad relationships, there are good moments.
Uh-huh.
And they're trying to make you long for those.
Okay.
To forget the reasons why you left.
Gotcha.
And it's a way of testing if you're still emotionally attached. And if you're willing to overlook the bigger picture.
So they're trying to rewrite history.
They're trying to rewrite history.
And again, best thing is to just not invade.
Just not engage.
Or go down
that road.
Don't go down that road.
Don't reminisce.
Just keep your focus on the present and the future.
Okay, what about this?
Uh-huh.
This is like next level manipulation.
Okay.
Okay, so they've tried the nostalgia thing.
Yeah.
They've done all this stuff.
Oh.
Now they're trying to do like the self-improvement theater.
The personal transformation.
Yeah.
This is my favorite.
Okay.
So they've had a profound awakening.
Mm-hmm.
They finally understand all their past mistakes.
Yeah.
They're in therapy 3 times a week.
Yeah.
They've become this like enlightened being who now truly appreciates everything about you.
Yeah. And they're telling everybody.
They're telling everyone.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm a new person.
Yeah. And it's like really convincing.
It's so convincing.
Like you want to believe them. You want to believe them.
Especially if you spend half the relationship like pointing out the things that they're now saying that they've fixed.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
I was right.
Yes.
They finally listened to me.
Maybe I should go back.
Yeah. But it's all an act.
Okay.
Genuine personal growth is quiet.
Uh-huh.
It's ongoing.
Mm-hmm.
It's demonstrated through actions and self-awareness.
Not a big announcement.
Not a Facebook post.
Yeah. Okay.
Like you're not going to see like a billboard
Yeah.
that says like, I'm a changed person.
So if they're like shouting it from the rooftops,
Uh-huh.
it's probably not real.
It's probably not real.
Okay.
They just want your attention.
Okay.
They want you to reconsider.
Okay.
They want you to think this time it'll be different.
Yeah.
But real change takes time.
Huh.
It takes introspection.
Yeah.
It takes accountability.
Yeah.
And narcissistic people struggle with that.
With accountability.
With accountability.
Okay. So they don't really like to look inward.
No. Because if they look inward, then they have to actually deal with
themselves?
with all their stuff.
Okay. So that's a no-go.
That's a no-go.
What else? What's another one of their tricks?
Okay, so think about this, the indirect approach.
Okay.
Suddenly, their name starts cropping up in conversations.
Yeah.
With your friends, your family, your colleagues.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, how is this happening?
Yeah. It's like they're like a ghost.
Yeah, they're like haunting you.
Yeah.
So they're just checking in through mutual acquaintances. Or they like randomly run into your sister at the grocery store.
Right. And they were so concerned.
And they're like, oh my God.
About how I'm doing.
How's she doing? I'm so worried.
Yeah. And it's like.
And then they start liking your aunt's vacation photos.
Right. It's like, what is happening?
What is happening?
It's like so underhanded.
It's so underhanded.
And it just makes you feel like you can't even talk to your own friends.
Right.
Without them knowing.
Without it getting back to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that feeling of being monitored is exactly what they want.
Okay.
They hate the idea of you living your life without them.
Okay.
Independent of them.
Gotcha.
So if they can't influence you directly,
yeah,
they will try to do it through your network.
Okay.
Your social network.
Okay.
So they might try to plant seeds of doubt
okay.
in your friends' minds, hoping that will get back to you.
Yeah.
Or they're trying to get information about your current life.
Okay.
Like, how are you doing? Who are you dating? What are you up to?
Gotcha.
And like a really creepy example is when they suddenly become best friends with a family member.
Oh, no.
They had a strained relationship with.
Right.
But now they're like besties.
Yeah.
Just to stay connected to your world.
Wow.
It's really about control and access.
Okay, so it sounds like having boundaries with your friends and family is like really important.
Super important. You got to tell them, I don't want to hear about this person.
Yeah.
I don't want updates.
Yeah, like don't tell me if you saw them.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to know.
Don't pass along any messages.
Okay.
Because the less they have access to you through other people, the less they can manipulate.
What about the apologies?
Oh, the apologies.
That aren't really apologies.
Yeah, the non-apology apology. Yeah. So you get this message that says like, I'm sorry for everything, or I know I messed things up. It sounds good on the surface.
Yeah.
But it's so vague. There's no specifics.
Right. Like, I'm sorry for what?
Yeah. Like, what are you sorry for?
Yeah.
And there's no remorse.
Yeah, they're just saying the words.
You're just saying the words.
Like a robot.
Yeah. And a real apology involves taking responsibility for specific actions, expressing regret for the impact of those actions.
Okay.
A narcissistic apology is just a tool to reopen communication.
Okay.
So the moment you respond, even just to say thank you, they're like, great.
Yeah.
I got him.
Back on the hot
I'm back in the...
So it's not really about them understanding the pain they caused?
No, it's about getting a reaction out of you.
Okay.
They want to reestablish contact.
Okay.
And these apologies often come with like these unspoken expectations. Like they want immediate forgiveness.
Okay.
They want you to reassure them that it's okay.
Yeah.
They might even like hint at reconciliation.
Wow.
And if their behavior doesn't change after the apology, it was just empty words.
Okay, so what happens if all of these like subtle things don't work?
Okay, so this is when it can escalate.
Okay.
They might manufacture a crisis.
Okay.
A fake crisis.
Okay, like what?
Like suddenly they're deathly ill.
Okay.
Or they're facing homelessness.
Okay.
Or they're like deeply depressed and hinting at self-harm.
Wow.
Or they've just had some like major life-altering catastrophe.
Okay.
They're turning the drama dial up to 11.
Yeah, and it's so manipulative.
It's so manipulative.
Because it's like your human instinct is to help.
Is to help you.
When someone's really struggling.
Yes, and they're counting on that.
Okay.
They're counting on your empathy.
So how do you know?
So you have to look at the timing.
Okay.
Does it always happen when you're moving on?
Okay.
Are they actually seeking help from like appropriate resources?
Like a therapist? Or
a therapist, their family, their friends?
Yeah.
Or are they just coming to you?
Okay.
And making it seem like you're the only one who can help?
So if they're only coming to me, that's a bad sign.
That's a bad sign.
Okay.
And then are they taking steps to actually fix the situation?
Okay.
Or are they just like wallowing in it?
Okay.
And waiting for you to come and rescue them?
Okay. So they're not actually looking for a solution.
They're not looking for a solution.
They're just looking for attention.
They want you back.
Okay.
They want you to save them. And in really extreme cases, they'll even fake suicidal thoughts.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And send these like vague, alarming messages to multiple exes. And it's not a cry for help.
Okay.
It's a power play.
Okay.
They're trying to trigger you to get you back.
Gotcha. So it's really just like a manipulation.
It's manipulation.
Okay, what about this? What about when they start to sabotage your new relationships?
Oh, yes.
Like you've moved on.
You've moved on.
Maybe you're dating somebody new. And suddenly
you have opinions about this new person.
And they're all bad.
And they're all negative.
Yeah.
So they might make little digs. They might spread rumors. They might make up stories.
Yeah, and it's like...
They're like, oh my God, I'm so worried about you.
Yeah.
This person's is not good for you.
But it's like they never cared.
They never cared before.
When we were together.
Right.
But now all of a sudden they're worried about my well-being.
Yeah, and it's all disguised as concern.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I'm just looking out for you.
Yeah.
But really, they can't handle you being happy with someone else.
So they're threatened.
They are threatened.
By my new happiness.
Yeah.
It's a control thing.
So they're not actually concerned about me.
Yeah, they're concerned about themselves.
Okay.
And their ego.
Gotcha.
And the best response is just to ignore.
Ignore it.
Ignore it completely.
Yeah.
Their opinion doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're not with them anymore.
So what about like chance encounters?
Oh, the accidental run-ins?
Yeah, that feel very staged.
So if you start seeing them at all your regular spots, your coffee shop, the gym events,
like all of a sudden they're into all the same stuff I'm into.
They love that coffee shop now.
Yeah.
They have to go there every day.
Yeah.
It's not a coincidence.
Yeah.
They're doing this on purpose.
Okay.
They don't want to be forgotten.
Okay.
And if you've gone no contact, they're trying to force their way back into your life.
Okay.
They're hoping you'll react.
Okay.
Even if it's just a flicker of surprise or awkwardness.
It means they still have an impact.
So they're like testing the waters.
You're testing the waters.
Okay.
And this often happens when they sense you're really moving on.
Okay.
And you're not thinking about them anymore.
Yeah.
So they're like, I got to get back in there.
Yeah.
I got to like disrupt this peace she's found.
Okay.
And it's basically stalking disguised as happenstance.
Wow.
So the best thing to do is to be indifferent.
Okay.
Don't engage in conversation.
Yeah.
And if it becomes a pattern, you have to set boundaries.
Okay.
And consider legal action.
Wow. Okay. Are there any like super extreme tactics?
Okay, this is a really tough one.
Okay.
They might fabricate a dire, life-threatening situation.
Okay.
This is the ultimate manipulation.
Like what?
So they might falsely claim they have a terminal illness.
Okay.
Or that they're suicidal.
Wow.
Or that they're financially ruined.
Oh.
Or some other, like, major personal tragedy.
Wow.
And they're trying to shock you into action. They're preying on your empathy.
So how do you know if it's real or not?
So people who are genuinely in these situations, they reach out for help to the appropriate people.
Or like a doctor.
A doctor, therapist, friends, family.
Yeah.
They don't just go to their ex who they've mistreated.
Right.
So if they're only reaching out to you, that's a red flag.
Okay.
And often the crisis magically resolves once they have your attention and they feel in control again.
So they're just trying to get me back in.
They're trying to get you back in.
Okay.
So you have to stay firm.
Okay.
Encourage them.
Oh, yeah. So one of the really strange things, and I've heard this from so many people, is how they suddenly transform into like this mirror image of you.
Oh, yeah. It's uncanny, isn't it? Yeah. Like they studied your playbook and are now trying to...
Like out you.
Out you, exactly. And it's not subtle either. It's
so in your face.
It's so in your face.
Yeah.
You know, when you were together, they couldn't roll their eyes hard enough at your weekend hikes or that indie band you loved. But now suddenly...
Oh, gosh, yes. It's like they become this
expert in all things you.
Huge fan, yeah. Their social media is all like mountaintop selfies with these deep captions about finding themselves in nature.
Right. The same nature they used to call dirty and full of bugs when you try to get them to go with you.
I know. Or they're suddenly posting about how that band you introduced them to is like the soundtrack to their soul now. I mean, come on. And it's not just hobbies. It's like they're even adopting your little quirks, the things that make you, that they used to tease you about.
Exactly. And some of the examples that you share from what you've seen out there are just wild. Like that woman whose ex, a hardcore meat eater who used to make fun of her veganism, suddenly starts volunteering at her favorite animal shelter.
Oh, gosh. That's awful, but also so typical.
It's so transparent, right? Like they're not doing it out of the goodness of their hearts. They're doing it to
be seen.
To be seen, to get a reaction, to try and pull you back in.
Yeah, and it's almost insulting, right?
It is.
They think you're not going to see through it.
It's like they think they can just put on this new persona and you'll be like, oh, wow, you've changed. You finally get me. And rush back into their arms.
Exactly. So from what you've learned, why do they do this? What's the psychology behind this sudden mirroring?
Well, there are a few layers to it. On one level, they might be trying to recreate that initial feeling of being a perfect match, like you were saying. They remember how strong that connection was at the beginning. They figure, if I can just make them feel that again.
They can reel you back in.
Exactly. But on a deeper level, it's often about competition. They might be thinking, okay, they're moving on. They're doing their own thing. Well, I can do it better. I can be the best version of them.
Yeah.
It's a way to sort of one-up you, to prove that they're somehow superior.
So it's less about genuine admiration and more about like,
oh, absolutely.
We're trying to one-up you.
Yeah, it's a power play.
Okay.
And then, and this is maybe the most important part, it's a test. They're throwing this out there to see how you react.
Okay.
Any reaction from you, even just viewing their posts, is a win for them. It shows them that they still have a hold on you, that they can still push your buttons.
So it's like they're baiting you, hoping you'll take the bait and engage.
Exactly.
It's so manipulative when you think about it.
It is. It's incredibly manipulative. And that's why the best thing you can do when you see this happening is to completely ignore it.
So just like pretend it's not even happening.
Exactly. Don't comment, don't message, don't even give them the satisfaction of a view. Let them play their little game to an empty audience.
Yeah, starve them of the attention they're so desperately craving.
Exactly. That's the most effective way to shut it down.
Okay, so that's mirroring. But then there's this other tactic that can feel so invasive, especially when you've tried to establish clearer boundaries.
Right.
It's when they start using other people to try and get to you.
Oh, the flying monkeys.
Yes. It's like you've gone no contact, you've made it clear you need space, but suddenly it's like they're everywhere.
Yeah, they're like little tentacles reaching out through mutual friends, family members, anyone who might have a connection to you.
Right. So you're out with friends and someone casually mentions that they bumped into your ex and, oh, by the way, they were asking about you. Or you get a text from their mom saying how much they miss you and how heartbroken they are.
Right.
Or even worse, you start seeing these weird new accounts popping up on social media.
Oh, the fake accounts, yeah.
Viewing your stories, liking your posts, maybe even sending you messages.
Ugh, it's creepy, isn't it? It's like they can't take no for an answer, so they have to resort to these underhanded tactics to maintain some kind of presence in your life.
Yeah, and it's not always malicious either, right? Like sometimes it is genuinely well-meaning friends or family who are just worried about them and trying to help.
Right, and that's what makes it so tricky. Because you don't want to hurt their feelings or push them away, but at the same time, you need to protect your own space.
Exactly. And, I've even seen people using kids to get to their ex.
Oh, yeah, that's a whole other level of messed up.
It is. It's like, hey, can you just pass this message along to your mom or tell your dad I said hi? And it puts the kids in this really awkward position.
Yeah, it's weaponizing the kids,
Yeah.
using their love and loyalty as a way to manipulate you.
So with all of this, using other people to relay messages or just to keep tabs on you, what's the underlying motivation there?
Well, I think it goes back to that need for control we were talking about. When they can't get to you directly, they use these intermediaries as a way to gather information, to gauge your emotional state, and to see if they can still influence you.
It's like they're sending out these little spies to report back.
Exactly. They're testing the waters, seeing if you're still vulnerable, if there's any chance of getting back in.
And I think for them, it's also a way to avoid direct rejection.
Oh, for sure. If they're getting information or reactions through someone else, they don't have to face the possibility of you shutting them down directly.
It's like they're outsourcing the risk.
Exactly. And, they often frame these messages in a way that's designed to evoke sympathy or guilt.
Oh, absolutely.
It's all, they're so miserable without you, or they made a huge mistake and they just want to apologize.
And you mentioned this example earlier, and it's just classic, about the ex's mother calling you up, begging you to take them back, saying you were the perfect couple.
Oh, yeah, that's a common one. And it puts you in such a tough spot because you don't want to be rude to their mom.
Right, but you also don't want to get sucked back in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important to be firm with your boundaries. If friends or family bring up your ex, gently but firmly, let them know that you appreciate their concern, but you don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, you have to cut off the middleman.
You do. You have to shut down that avenue of communication completely. And that might mean having some difficult conversations.
Absolutely, but it's for your own protection.
Exactly. You have to prioritize your own healing and well-being above their need for control.
Okay, so we've talked about mirroring and we've talked about using intermediaries, but this next one can be really hard to stomach, especially if you were in a relationship where you felt neglected or unappreciated.
Okay.
Suddenly your ex is in this seemingly perfect new relationship, showering their new partner with all the attention and affection that you crave.
Oh, yeah, that's a tough one. It's like they flipped a switch overnight.
Exactly. And it's not just a normal, healthy relationship either. It's like they're going overboard with the romantic gestures, the grand pronouncements of love, the constant social media updates.
The love bombing 2.0.
Exactly. They're doing all the things they never did with you, and it's all on display for the world to see.
And of course, it's specifically designed for you to see.
Yeah, it makes you question everything, doesn't it? Like, were they capable of this all along? Was it all just an act when we were together? Was I the problem?
Right. It can really mess with your head.
It does, because you start doubting your own experiences, your own perceptions of the relationship.
And that's exactly what they want.
They want you to feel insecure, to regret leaving them.
Absolutely. It's a way to punish you for escaping their control. It's like they're saying, see, I can be the perfect partner, but you weren't good enough for me.
It's so messed up.
It is. But here's the thing to remember. Your experiences were valid. What you felt in the relationship was real. This new relationship is likely just another performance, another attempt to manipulate you.
So it's not about genuine love or connection for them. It's about
control. It's about winning. It's about making you feel jealous and insecure.
Okay, so they're doing all this. They're putting on this big show. They're trying to get a reaction out of you.
Yeah.
What's the best way to respond? Because it's so tempting to, engage, to try and prove your worth or to call them out.
Oh, I know. It's so tempting. But the best thing you can do is nothing. Don't look at their social media. Don't ask mutual friends about them. Just completely disengage.
So it's like that saying, living well is the best revenge.
Exactly. When you show them that you're unaffected by their little performance, that you're not jealous or bothered, it takes away their power.
Because they're not getting the reaction they wanted.
Exactly. Your indifference is the ultimate rejection.
It's like you're saying, I don't care what you do. You don't have any power over me anymore.
Precisely. And that drives them crazy because it undermines their entire strategy.
So when you look at all of this, the mirroring, the using other people, the flaunting of new relationships, it all boils down to
Control, yeah. It's all about them trying to regain the control they lost when you left.
and it's so important for people to understand this, to see through these tactics and not get sucked back in.
Absolutely. Because once you recognize the pattern, once you understand what's really going on, you can start to protect yourself.
You can break free.
You can break free. You can reclaim your power.
So for anyone listening who's going through this, what's the most important thing to remember?
You are not alone. This is a classic pattern of narcissistic behavior, and it's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong.
And you deserve to be happy.
Absolutely. You deserve to be with someone who truly values you, who respects your boundaries, who loves you for who you are, not for the control they can exert over you.
So as you move forward, think about this. What does it mean for you to truly reclaim your own narrative, to write your own story without letting your ex dictate the plot?
It's about taking back your power, about defining your own worth, about building a future that's based on your own authentic desires, not on the manipulations of someone who doesn't have your best interests at heart.
It's about finding freedom.
Exactly.
And that freedom starts by refusing to play their games, by ignoring their attempts to pull you back in, by focusing on your own healing and growth.
It's about realizing that you are the author of your own story, and you get to decide how it ends.
And that's a really empowering thought.
It is. And it's the key to breaking free from their grasp and creating a life that's truly your own.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So for those of you listening, just remember you have the strength, you have the power to move on and create a life filled with joy and genuine connection. Don't let them steal your happiness any longer.
That's right.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, and we'll see you next time.